Well, first off, I'd like to say just a congratulations to Penn State and Lamar Stevens on what they did today. Just with that, everything is awesome day, and obviously Lamar with that book and everything. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. So obviously credit to them, credit to the administration, obviously, to rally around, help filling out that building, and credit to Pat. He sticks with it. So I'm sure it was great for them to see. For us, obviously a tale of two halves. Offensively putting up 55 points in the second half versus terrific defense is great. We cut it to 3 and obviously didn't make the plays. We obviously wore down, but they're really, really good too. So, you give them credit. Stevens was terrific. Marcus was terrific. Daniel was terrific. So it was a great game all around. Disappointed we lost. Disappointed we were down 19, but happy with the fight back for sure.
Coach, what did you see in the first half and then obviously part of the second defensively that allowed them to get up ahead 19?
Yeah, just not providing enough resistance. Obviously, there was so many fouls called early in the second half. I mean, we were in the bonus within 4 minutes. I don't know if I've ever seen that. And, we settled in defensively after that. So I thought that zapped us a little bit. I mean, they made 19 points from the foul line. When we stopped fouling and the game got going a little bit, then we was able to flow a little bit more offensively and defensively.
I mean, you held a team like Penn State to 6 for 17 from 3, but they got 38 points in the paint. How tough was it to guard them off the dribble?
For sure, we got really, really stretched out. We got tired. Instead of providing great team defense, they were able to drive into the lane a little bit and a lot of bit. And that's what they do. They got some really good drivers and they attacked. And we didn't do a good enough job team defense wise of helping there.
Coach, how much right here? How much was Myron Jones a 0 in the scouting report prior to the game, and once you guys were aware that he was not in the game, how did you think Penn State do a job replacing his production?
Pretty good, pretty well. We know he's a good player, but for us, it's we go through the scouting report, and obviously got to be willing to adjust and do certain things, but they've got a lot of talent. They've done a really, really good job of recruiting guys like Lundy and Dredd. I mean, Harrah's gotten a lot better. And they were taking us off the bounce. Brockington's really good. Curtis Jones is really good. So, obviously, with Jones out, they're probably not as good of a team. They're better with him in, but they still got a lot of nice pieces.
You just look at the box score. I mean, Daniel and Lamar Stevens, 30 each. Talk about just them going at it in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, terrific matchup. Two really, really good players, who performed well. I was happy with Daniel just because, the student section was on him early, and I didn't know how he'd respond. And, I think he was a little bit embarrassed at the first game. And, they certainly were good, and everybody competed their butts off. But you just never know how mentally somebody's going to be throughout the course of a game. And Daniel was terrific. Lamar, what I loved about just looking at Lamar is he could have gone the G League route or whatever, but, you could see he's valuing, obviously, the community experience, what he's doing. That's terrific. And he's obviously getting better, and he's having a great year, and he's going to take his team to an NCAA tournament. So, you could tell the team is rallying around that. I mean, you make that type of decision, guys are going to rally around that.
How did Jones' absence affect how you guarded Lamar?
Not much. I mean, we didn't guard Lamar too well, so. But, it's we have kind of a team defense principle. It's not quite like the NBA, so they still have plenty of guys who are still really, really good.
Richard, over here. When it got down to 3, what was I think you had a huddle right in there at one point. How was the mood of the team different than it had been earlier? It looked like one of the biggest swings I've ever.
Yeah, it was a big swing. I mean, our guys were fired up. You know, I thought that Marcus, put the team on his back in the middle of the second half, and then obviously Daniel made some great plays. I think once we weathered that foul trouble early, we chipped away at it. And those guys are right in it. I mean, they were competing their butts off. And obviously just fell a little short.
You played this Penn State team earlier in the year, and then they haven't lost since. What was the big difference between the team that you saw then and now?
Well, I think a buy-in from the community. Where you all been the last 9 years? I haven't seen any of you guys in these press conferences. It's been the most empty press conference ever. And, the fans, I mean, it's not a shot at the media or the fans, but when you get buy-in, I mean, Pat's a great coach. He's got great talent. He's getting those guys better. And when you get buy-in from the community, that team can beat anybody, but you can't do it in front of an empty arena. It's so hard. So obviously a credit to that team to be able to fight through all that and then kind of have their moment, but can't be the chicken or the egg with any team, with any fan base. You don't wait for them to be good. This is a really good team. And obviously, I don't know how many home games they got left, but this is a tough place to play. Before it wasn't. Not that we were setting the world on fire in here, but before it wasn't. And I think that the fans and just the enthusiasm of that team, where they know they're in the NCAA tournament now. I mean, they're 18-5, they're 8-4, they're playing for a potential Big Ten title. So I think they do a great job. I think those guys push those guys a lot. And now that you're getting buy-in from the community, there's another level to that every program can get. And in this league, that's what it's all about. All right, thank you.